What's happening, everybody? I'm back as me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I'm here with the episode 13 review of season 3 of Black Lightning on the CW. You already know the drill. You ain't came and seen this episode yet. You might want to come back. It's going to be spoilers. It's how we're going to talk about it. Thank you for everybody that checked out the episode 12 review. Yes, from a lot of your comments. I was pumped up behind it. I was super excited. Thank you for everybody who likes the new look of the way I'm doing this. Again, I'm trying out some new things. I got the new mics. I got the new cameras. I got the lights. I got all this stuff. Everybody that's helped out with the Supervillain Squad on Patreon, that's what this goes to, and it's making this quality better. The new streaming program and recording and video and all that other stuff. But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about all that later, man. What is it with everybody in this show recording video testimonials? Like, we start the episode out with Jefferson recording what seems to be a video testimonial. Him getting drunk off his ass, listening to Cry together. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If you's a black person, that will get you in your feelings. And I have to say as a black person, because I've never heard of too many white people, Asians, or Hispanics always saying, man, I was listening to Cry Together, and I started thinking about a relationship 7 years ago that went bad that I could have fixed. Like, nobody ever says that for black folks. But you see Jefferson getting drunk off his ass, and one of the things he says is how the news called him Black Lightning. Like, he didn't come up with his own name. The news called him Black Lightning, and it stuck, and he never liked the name. And I don't know if you know this, but that's significant for many of the heroes we see in comic books. Many of them do not give themselves, pretty much the majority of them do not give themselves their own names. Their code names are given to them in some wacky, crazy way. You have Black Lightning being called Black Lightning because of that. The Flash, we find out via Crisis that the reason that Barry Allen in the Justice League version, the DCEU version, will be called the Flash is because of what he sees from Grant Gustin's The Flash. The Green Arrow, if you follow the show Arrow, was called the Green Arrow when in season 1 when they were trying to name the Hood. So all these different ways, and I like that. But then, he talks about addiction. He talks about Lynn's addiction and how being Black Lightning and his powers are useless in that fight. And we see the flashbacks of him in the bathroom with Lynn and Lynn slapping the dog shit out of him and him trying to deal with that. And this is, again, one of the things I talk about and I touch on every single week that this show itself touches on is that these real life issues, real things people face. People in relationships deal with a partner who is addicted to a substance. Now, granted, green light is not real. We know this, but they are addicted to, I'm looking at myself adjusting the mic. They are addicted to different things, and to have to fight that fight and have to know how to fight that fight without your money per se, or your strength or your speed. In this case, it's electricity. Like, it's a thing. And so, I'm not gonna lie, that almost got me in this full tears. But then you find out he's actually on a Skype call with Gambi, and Gambi like, yo, bro, I understand. It's real. You be able to do that. But listen, you got to get some sleep. We got a big day tomorrow. And that's how you have somebody who is a father figure and a leader above a leader, helping getting them focused for what they need to do, or not even just a leader, a colonel, if you will, under a general, under a sergeant under a general. Let's just say that, because I don't know the rankings that well. I just know generals are higher than sergeants. So, but that is what you would consider what Gambi says to Jeff. And when we have so much happening as we get the final stages and the final plans implemented for the team to go to Markovia. You see Jen reach out to Khalil, and Khalil still being distraught of figuring out who he was as Painkiller, being like, no, I can't do this. She was like, yo, help me save my mom. And my man was like, nope. Now listen, I'll tell you something. As a dude who is single currently, ladies, you can help change that, especially given Valentine's Day is coming up. Let's say the roles are reversed. Let's say my mom is kidnapped. My mom has passed away. Rest in peace. God rest her soul. My mom's kidnapped, right? And I got superpowers, wear the supervillain hoodie. Shouts out to Legacy Media for the supervillain hoodies, which I always want more of these in every color. Like, I rock this every day. But I go to my girl. My girl got superpowers, right? Now, my girl has done some bogus shit. She was brainwashed. She didn't realize it. And you know what I'm saying? She accidentally killed a mom's or a daddy or a puppy. Now, I know it's really messing with her head. Like, I know she didn't know she was doing it, but I'm trying to convince her, like, look, we need you together. But my mom's is missing. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my mom's back. We've been together. We have not done the do yet, probably. We probably just kissed deeply with the tongues and mouths. And then I say, hey, I need you to please help me come get my mama, because you got some abilities and you've been doing this shit and I'm barely here. Like, I need you. And you just look at me and be like, nope. I'm like, fuck you and our relationship. Like, there's no reason for us to be together no more. Like, there's no, because again, I understand the self-trauma that Khalil is facing in the show. I get it. But like, one of the things he has to, the thing we've always seen is that the love of Jen and Khalil is supposed to be stronger than anything. And it does pay off later in the episode. I'll get to that. But we are finally introduced to Gravedigger, who is played by the incomparable Wayne Brady. Now, I remember when this news story broke months ago, myself and many other media outlets and personalities who cover this, especially in the Black nerd community, we were privy to the press release before it ever dropped worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So we were privy to this info, and it was like, yo, they bringing Wayne Brady in, like, to see Wayne Brady in an action role. We've seen Wayne Brady be dramatic. We'd always see Wayne Brady be funny, but I want to see how Wayne Brady can be in an action role. And the introduction of Gravedigger, when Colonel Mosen is in there trying to, talk to Lynn and Dr. Jace about how fast are they making a serum, and Gravedigger walk in like, yo, you relieved the duty, bro. This is all me. And to see his abilities of mental manipulation, telling Lynn to work faster, and she just around here just shaking. Which, by the way, let's go to this part, okay? Lynn's already a dope fiend, okay? Let's just call it for what it is. She's a dope fiend off the green light. And she's already going through the minimal to the most of withdrawals. She's already shaking and fidgeting and losing her shit, and Dr. Jace is egging her on. Now, not only is she shaking and fidgeting and losing her shit, but now she got Gravedigger in her head telling her some work faster. And now this motherfucker fingers and knuckles are just clapping like strippers' ass cheeks in Miami during Super Bowl week. Like, she just going through a thing. And it's funny because later, Lynn realizes she has a headache because the effects of Gravedigger's abilities are wearing off. It's not fully wearing off, but it's there, but she has a headache, and Dr. Jace helps her realize where her headache is and why that headache is. And Lynn like, yo, give me the glimmer. And it's like all this green light, and Lynn start popping these joints like Tic Tacs. And Dr. Jace like, you know, OD this bitch, what's wrong with you? Because basically Dr. Jace is like, if you die, I die. You better not kill yourself. It ain't even like you got a family to live for. It ain't even you got babies. It's just if you die, I'm gone. Why are you taking these pills like they certs? What is wrong with you? So you have that, but then you find out that Lynn did that because it counteracts the effects of Gravedigger's abilities. And to know that, yeah, she can still seem like she's working, but she's still one of the smartest people on the planet, even throughout it all. And that is one of the things, I know a lot of people, especially in the comments in the previous videos, have said they hate the way they portrayed Lynn to be this drug user and this addict. And in some situations, I do agree with you. But I love how this episode right here, what this moment did, was throughout it all, throughout her addiction and withdrawals, she is still one of the smartest people on the planet to be able to overcome something and figure out how to use her brain to save her brain. That's kind of dope if you think about it. You get TC. Now you see him flirting with Erica. Like, yo, like it was kind of weird because he's trying to flirt, and even Erica's like awkward, and it's like, okay, I get it. TC ain't really seen no people, so he ain't really got game. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to holler. But at one point later, TC brings Erica some boots. Like it literally made me think about Patrice O'Neal's Mr. P, where he said, my girl saw a pair of boots in my closet that was from an ex. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just want to throw away a boots. I wanted to be like, yo, I figured I'll see you later. Here's your boots. So TC bringing us up like, yo, here's some boots for you and some variants. You know what I'm saying? Help you keep your shit together. And then he looks at her and he notices the chip that Major Gray had implanted. And again, TC connects with computers in all shapes, forms, and sizes. And so you see him interacting with it slowly, but you don't know to the extent. And then you see the sergeant, who I can't remember dude's name, and he's watching this on his phone. You come to find out later that TC tells, well, the sergeant tells Black Lightning on the copter while they're going to Markovia, tells him, that Erica has a chip that she's been implanted with a kill instruction, and Black Lightning is like, to kill me? He's like, nah, it's to kill Dr. Stewart. And TC was like, well, let me stop you there for a second. She had a chip that had that order. However, I'd already did all that and, fixed all that for you. I took care of that a while ago. And dude was like, how the hell did you know? He was like, yo, so when you was watching us on your phone, I knew the chip was there. I go ahead and deprogrammed it right there. And the sergeant is like, when the fuck, how did you know I was watching you on my phone? He was like, your phone told me. Let me tell you something right there. If somebody on a helicopter, I understand that these are metahumans and they all have a variety of abilities and skills. If somebody tells me, yeah, I know you was watching me on your phone, how do you know? Your phone told me. I will take my phone officially while we're in a helicopter, open up the door and throw that bitch out the window because you a snitch. I don't need that in my life. I already got to use my toes as a thumbprint to keep people out my phone. I already got extra programs and apps that keep pictures hidden and deleted because I just don't want them in the cloud. But my phone snitching on me, I'm throwing that bitch out at 32,000 feet. I don't need it no more. We just don't need it. But before, also, one of the biggest things that happens is before the team before this team that's assembled, basically the outsiders, and minus Khalil of what we think, right before they're about to leave, Khalil shows up. And he tells you, my mom, he tells you, I think it was on the plane, that my mom really respected your mom and she would want me to be here. And now we have Khalil, who still knows his fighting abilities and everything. Now, one of the craziest things throughout all this is Brandon, a.k.a. Geoforce. I'm still trying to get used to the kid. Look, I mean, this is a complete swap of what he is in the comics. And I don't know. It's just hard for me personally to get behind a superhero with Troy Polamalu hair. I feel like this hero should not be trying to save the world, but save your scalp from flakes. I feel like him as a hero should not be vibrating the earth, but go ahead and making sure the split ends don't affect you and your loved ones. I feel like that should happen. But he has his whole purpose in this is to kill Dr. Jace. His whole reasoning is to kill Dr. Jace because Dr. Jace killed his mom. That's his whole reason for anything and everything. And he confronts the sergeant about it, and he about to, let this sergeant dude have it, and Black Lightning stops him earlier. But then when they're on the plane, on the chopper headed into Markovia, he's wigging out. Because he's like, yo, we ain't meant to fly. If we ain't meant to fly, we'd have wings. Like, that's the typical thing most people who've never flown before have said. Now, I'll admit, the first time I ever flew, I was like, well, if this is how God wants me to go, nigga, I'm just going to go like this. But then I used to work for the airlines. I used to work back in Chicago. I worked at O'Hare Airport, and I was working as a ramp lead, which was like a supervisor. And we all got to fly jump seat, which is you get to sit in the cockpit with the pilots, and you watch the takeoff and the landing. And I remember watching the takeoff, and I was like, oh, there is a countdown on this runway. There's some numbers they need to be off the ground by. And I was like, yep, I don't know if I should close my eyes, because if I close my eyes, I just ain't going to see nothing. But back to Brandon, he's freaking out. He's freaking out the whole time. And Gamby mentions that his powers are earth-based. So him being on the ground is what, levels him. And being in the air is what, shakes him up. He's an elemental of sorts. And so Khalil walks over and just say, all right, fam, give him a little tap, and he out cold. Now, Nissa this whole time has been very leery, dude, of Khalil. She's been very leery because no matter what, she still will call him Painkiller. She even went to Jefferson, was like, yo, who said Painkiller could come on this mission? He was like, I did. She was like, you trust him? Again, he is not, to her, he is not Khalil. He has not been proven to be Khalil. And when Khalil knocks out Brandon, she was like, yo, did you just poison him? He was like, no, that's not even poison. This is a form of jujitsu. This is just calm your ass down, go to sleep. And again, Anissa's apprehension still rang high. But basically, after crew get to Markovia and they split up into teams, some of the dopest scenes happen. From the fight with Khalil and Gravedigger to watch my boy Jordan Calloway go up with a man I idolize and love and respect in Wayne Brady for what he has done in comedy and improv and acting and everything as a black actor. I respect all of that. Yo, black actors. to watch their interactions. And yes, I know most of it was the stunt choreography, which I got a chance to meet the stunt team when I was in Atlanta on the set. But at the same time, there are some practical shots that do feature the two of them because Wayne will do some of his things and Jordan just been like, yo, wanting to go crazy with it. So to watch that was great, the interactions, and to just see Khalil tell Gravedigger, you talk too much. Just let's get to it, and still continue to try to fight him. You have a scene where there is a door there. Black Lightning, Thunder, and Erica are walking, and they're trying to traverse through these different pathways, and there's a door, and Jefferson was like, yo, I just hit this door with 100 million votes, and nothing happens. And then you have Thunder who tries to punch it, and nothing happens. And then you have the realization where Jefferson is like, hit Erica as hard as you can. Erica absorbed this. And Erica's like, wait, what? This is wasting time. And in Thunder, which again, we forget, she's a doctor. She knows science, so she understands the physics of what's going on. And every time she hits her, it's going to exponentially increase her strength and the output. So she keeps hitting her as hard as she can. Jefferson's like, yo, lay it in on her. Like, let her have it. And to the point where she keeps punching. And then Erica runs and releases it all and busts that door way down the hallway. And everybody's like, well, all right now. Well, damn. That is somebody you want on your team. I do love that. You get Tobias, and you forget that Tobias is there as well. So Major Gray earlier tells him that they have to save Tobias as well as saving Lynn. And so when Jefferson sees the Markovian troops trying to transport Tobias, he interrupts that, fights him. Hey, yo, Tobias is like, it's good, nice to see you, Jefferson. He said, your ex-wife is actually kind of cute, and charming being a dope fiend. Which, let me say something. First of all, I get Black Lightning's response when it was like, hey, bro. He was like, that was even my name. We not on a first name basis like this, bro. But when he was like, yo, your wife's real charming for a dope fiend, I slapped the shit out of that blind away. Let me tell you something. Tobias may be pale and have a blonde wig, but his face would have been beat red. It'd have been like Rudolph the side-cheeked reindeer, because I'd have just lit his shit up. I just open hand slapped him with the might of 7 freed slaves who got this shit slapped out of them by Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. I'd have just open hand slapped him like a black mama in the middle of a church service when a kid was acting stupid. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not finna just sit there, yo, your ex-wife's real charming for a dope fiend. But again, this is Tobias. This is Tobias Well. This is what he does. But you see also earlier, I forgot to mention that Lynn convinces Gravedigger to give her a sample of his blood because he's a stable meta. And so she wants to use his blood to help synthesize this stabilization serum for the other metas. What she does, in fact, is makes it where Dr. Jakes can inject her and it gives her Gravedigger's abilities. Because when Colonel Mosen come in, he's like, calm down. She changes her voice. Get rid of your detail. And of course, Markovian Russian, he knows what to do. Get rid of him don't mean tell him to go bye-bye. He bop, bop, bop. And she was like, hey, this is what I meant. What are you doing? But she uses this ability later. And I love it how she takes the shocking thing out of her neck, puts it in his neck, has her lead him out. And then when she finally links up with Jen, she tells him, shock yourself till you pass out. The thing that was very reminiscent for me, I know a lot of people may not have liked this movie, but X-Men Origins Wolverine. If you remember at the very end, damn near the very end, when Silver Fox is close to dying and she touches Stryker's foot and she tell him, walk until your feet bleed. And he just was walking. So it was really reminiscent of that. But basically the whole crew, they make it to the plane. Jefferson is left behind for a minute. They finally get there. And Gravedigger has this gun. He just shot Black Lightning with an energy pistol and took him down. And so all the team is waiting on Black Lightning. Gravedigger's like, listen, I'm not a murderer. Dr. Stewart, you just come out. I'll let everybody go. If you don't, I'm killing all y'all. Plain and simple. And so you see him about to draw his pistol. Lynn's about to walk out. And all you see is lightning bolts come right through his ass. After Black Lightning was like, he shows up and Gravedigger's like, yo, you're everything I thought they said that you were. Dude fries him and says, nobody touches my wife. And then you have this emotional reconnection with the whole Pierce family. First you have Lynn and Jefferson telling each other they love them. You have the kids join in. And then you have the entire outsiders with Lynn and Tobias leave on the chopper. And that is the end of this episode. This is getting really, really good. Now, this is this confrontation with the Markovians to save Lynn, but is this the ultimate confrontation with the Markovians to end this threat, the overall threat? Now, granted, the ASA is pulled back now because of everything, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens going forward. Again, 3 more episodes in this season. What is the ultimate culmination? Everyone will have their suits. This is a given. Everyone will have suits by the time this is all said and done. By the time the season finale happens. They will be possibly called the Outsiders. But the question is, who is this biggest threat? It's not just Gravedigger, because he may just be stunned. He may be dead. We don't know. But there are more metas. Again, the Braxton P. Hard to bring meta that got his ass french fried earlier in the season. There's so many metas that the Markovians have. And I know he's an ASA meta, but who knows what may happen. And we haven't seen all of the Markovian metas. So it is going to be interesting. Also, this could open up the door to seeing Terra, who is Geoforce's sister in the comics and Young Justice and things like that. So this could add an extra layer to it with Brandon. Like, we know he's just, really up about Dr. Jace, who he almost kills her. He was like, "Are you Jace?" She was like, "Yeah, who are you?" And basically he was like, "You need to die, bitch." It was about the earthquake, this happened to death. And if it wasn't for the sergeant that was with the ASA knocking his ass out cold, he'd have killed Dr. Jace. But at the same time, the ASA wants Dr. Jace alive. So there's so much to see what will happen. And thank you guys for rocking me with this review. And I want to know what you thought in the comments below. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. You already know the question. Thank you to everybody who asks us every week. You rocking with the show still? I'm getting more and more pumped up and excited the way this show is built up. Again, there's certain things, but I'm building up. I think it's a rating of 1 to 5. I give it 4.5. I just want to give it a 4.5. I don't know why. All right. But follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's right there. You know how to spell it. Mr. J. Washington right there. And to the Supervillain Squad on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mr. J. Washington. What that is I have people who want to support me. And your support is $1, $5. And what it does is things like this, like I told you earlier, the cameras, the lights, the mics, extra content. I'm getting ready to do a bunch of stuff over the summer and spring and summer, and you got a bunch of access to it before everybody else. So that's, what I want to give you all. There's going to be so much more, but please go ahead and join. Again, it's $1, $5. Anything more, I'll think of something, where it's, I'll bring you in on these reviews. I'll bring you in on a movie review, an episode of the Mad Titan. Also, Skype calls. You get a one-on-one Skype call with your boy. So let's see what that happens with that. Let's add that to the tier for like a $15 a month tier. You get a once-a-month call with your boy. All right, so we'll see how all that goes. But nonetheless, I will holla at you guys next week. Till then, take care. I am out. Bye. Oh, before I go. I'm sorry. Thank you to Legacy Media. Again, Legacy Media for the Supervillain shirt.